The college football experience, Appalachian State Mountaineers 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up over at UnderdogFantasy.com with the promo code TCESGPN. So do that, and remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, a.k.a. The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the college football experience. App State 2025 season preview episode. Love me some App State football and excited to talk all about the dawn of a new era in Boone, North Carolina. YouTube.com/the college experience. We're breaking down all 136 teams. This is the beginning of a triple header. Yes, all 136 episodes, 136 teams, obviously. Yesterday we had a triple header. Chat's still been on fire since then. And obviously, you know, this is the beginning tonight. We are following this with Penn State and then Ohio State, but this is an App State episode, so stop talking about those squares, all right? If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Nobody knows nothing. Somebody knows. Double the price. But no one touches Dundee.
Oh boy. Love me some App State stuff. Love me some App State football. NC Nick was at the forefront of calling for App State to give Michigan a game. I think he said definitely lock up the points. He goes, that's going to be a game in the big house. And he was right. He was right. Love this program. Love what they're about. And that is why I donated to their NIL collective. When I purchased this beer that's been sitting in my fridge for a week or two, just waiting for me to crack this on the episode. All right, look at this nice can they're doing there. Let's go. Every university should be like, to me, if you're not doing a beer to help your NIL, what the hell are you doing? You basically created a city. Beer, pizza places, all of that. And boom, your football team should be rolling. Just crack this beer. Let's go. I am joined by my co-host. He's also the host of the college basketball experience with me. We go live every night of the season when the basketball season tips, but also we're live every night of the season for football too. I can't talk. Give it up for Farmer Stafford, Austin P with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, man?
What is up? Yes, I love the Mountaineers, App State included, baby. Let's talk about the new era. Cheers, everybody.
Mac tonight! Come on, make it Mac tonight!
There it is. I'm home. All right. Yeah, buddy. Love App State football. And it's been kind of, how do I say this? I want to say maybe Boise State-ish.
Of the East?
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, they've, ever since like 05, I would say, they've kind of been Boise State-esque. They've won, obviously, at the big house. They probably should have won at Penn State. Took them to overtime. Won at South Carolina. Should have won at Miami. Miami made a field goal in the final second of the game. And won at A&M. So, I mean, I think won at Wake and stuff in North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Man, dude, they've kind of been on that Boise tip, and surprise, surprise, they're on the schedule this year. What do you make of the program? And I know we have state of the program coming.
Yeah.
But well, we will talk about go more in depth. But like this is a team that still is 10 years removed from joining from the FCS ranks, and they have yet to have really a shitty season. Last year was what? It was their worst season in 10 years, really. And even with that, they were not a terrible team. Now, Sean Clark was fired, and I actually think they made the right call. Despite him having some gigantic wins in his tenure, the Troy Hail Mary and obviously A&M and Carolina. But it had kind of fallen off a little bit to me. What do you make of everything going on? And then to go out and hire Dowell Loggains, that was
interesting
for me. Yeah, for me, it was a little off the wall, but your thoughts?
Yeah, first losing season last year since 2013, Satterfield's first year. So, and obviously there's an asterisk because they only played 11 games with it was a hurricane, I believe. They missed a game.
Yeah.
So they didn't make that up. But I mean, yeah, they haven't had the postseason success that Boise has had. Obviously, Boise has the iconic moment that really got them on the stage when they beat Oklahoma with the Statue of Liberty. But App State has the win at the Big House, the block field goal, the A&M win, both Carolinas, on, and it's been coach proof. I mean, Jerry Morris started it, and then Satterfield to Drinkowich, and then to Clark, and obviously things kind of went down with Clark, but a new era. It's a great program. There's no, it's them and JMU have been fun to watch, like become a little bit of a chippy rivalry.
Yeah. And that's why, like, to me, like Dowell Loggains, I know he was a big part of the reason why Lenora Sellers succeeded there at South Carolina. He was part of Shane Beamer's staff there. And then he was in, obviously he played quarterback at Arkansas back in the days. But he was in the NFL for a while. Kind of an NFL guy after, playing in college. He did not start in college. He started in the NFL ranks, then came back to college over the past 5 years, being at Arkansas and South Carolina, which those are his ties. I just trust that the people in charge of App State, I don't define Sean Clark as a bad hire. Like, it didn't work out, but they had some success with him.
Mm-hmm.
All the other, like from Jerry Moore on, they have had success. Now, some of the other guys were their own guys, but like Satterfield was, and Clark was, but Drinkwitz, I don't believe was. I kind of just buy into, I think they know what they're doing. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt here. I think I'm just going to say it's a good hire based off of them hiring him, just because I trust that their last 5 coaches have all been good for their program. So, I mean, it was a little bit of a mystery hire, but like I said, I'm just going to trust the process. How about you?
And to your point about Clark, yes, it ended bad, going 5-6, but 3 out of the 4 years prior to that, he won 9+ games. So it's not like the bottom fell out and this was a 4 or 5 win team like 3 straight years. So yeah, that's not the expectation at App. I am intrigued with this hire. You almost blindly trust him, to your point about it's App State. But I mean, I did like what he did with South Carolina last year, especially with Sellers taking a step and really getting better throughout that year and playing his best football late. But he is an NFL guy, which I am, like you, hesitant a lot. But yeah, I'll buy in. I'll trust App State.
I mean, he's been in college for 5 years now, so it's like,
and the portal era. It's the new era too.
Yeah. So I think I might give it a little more credit than just a guy coming straight down from the NFL, because I know historically, we've made note of how bad the coaches have been, with the exception of really Pete Carroll, over the past, couple decades. Let's jump into it. He inherits an offense where he will be the offensive coordinator. I do like that. I do like saying, hey, you know what? Fuck all this other stuff. All right, save that money, donate it to the NIL. I'm calling the damn plays. the offensive season ago. And look, the hurricane was a big thing up there, man. So I think you can also kind of use that as like the season. You're supposed to focus on football, and like you got that shit was crazy, man. All the way through the mountains from Asheville to Boone and stuff. So I mean, and beyond that, but that's what I'm saying. Is I don't know what to read into that season. I kind of think they were better than their record. It's just a crazy scenario thing happened. They were 76th in scoring offense a season ago, 19th in passing offense, 77th in rush offense, 33rd overall in offense, and he inherits that, sort of, because the returning production. Well, he went out and got AJ Swann, and I am a big fan of this get. AJ Swann originally started at Vanderbilt. You see the photo there, youtube.com/the college experience. I liked his game at Vanderbilt. This is pre-pissing Pavia, and I liked his game. I really did. I remember, texting NC Nick saying, this Swann kid's going to be a baller. And then he transferred out to LSU and backed up Nussmeier and Daniels, I believe, right? I don't know what he was. I mean, I guess you take the bag, but I think the guy's a talented I think for like the Sun Belt, he could be one of the better quarterbacks for college fantasy players. I kind of think you got a guy, 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions in his college football career. They also bring back their running back Kanye Roberts. This guy's rushed for over 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns with the Mountaineers. And then that's pretty much everybody. I mean, AJ Swann's a transfer. Kanye Roberts, which by the way, he's a running back, not a wide receiver. I'm an idiot. And then right guard Jaden Ramsey is back. That's it. That's all we got.
They portaled it up. Let me tell you.
Well, the whole team left, I feel like, but let me see if I can tell you. I think we have. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah,
where is it?
While you're looking for it, yeah, they went to work in the portal with some of these gets that we're going to get to. But I like Swann as well. He showed flashes at Vanderbilt now kind of a second chance here at App State to revive his career here after a stint at LSU.
Yeah, and I don't know where the hell the clip is. Oh, here we go. Here's we got it. Dowell Loggains, after his press conference, he met with the team. This is what he said.
And you know what? I'm jacked about another opportunity. I'm like, let's go. Now, I met with the team. There is no team.
Classic John Calipari.
Never gets old.
The transfer portal. They did bring in AJ Swann. They also brought in JJ Kohl from Iowa State. I kind of like both. I'd be surprised if both stay because someone's going to be a backup. You know how quarterbacks are these days. The ultimate bitch. I'm not starting. I'm out of here. No, I'm out of here.
You love quarterbacks.
But I like this running back, Rashod. How do I pronounce his name again?
Dubinion?
Yeah, I think we're butchering it. I believe they say it differently on TV, but I remember him at Arkansas, and I thought he's had moments of flashing. He comes in, obviously, with his connections to Arkansas. Also, running back Khalif Keith, a running back from Tennessee. Wide receiver Davion Dozier from Arkansas. Jaden Barnes from the Governors of Austin Peay. And then Jackson Greer from Boise saying, I want to get revenge against my buddies. Also, those are all wideouts and running backs there. The tight ends, Isaiah Cummings comes in from Louisville. Tight end Joshua Accord from Southern Utah. And then the offensive line, they loaded up. Offensive tackle Shamar Jackson from New Mexico State comes in. Trent Ramsey from Cal. Lance Williams from Virginia Tech. Moritz Schmoranzer, great name, from Pitt. And Tyreek Poindexter from VMI, as well as punter Ian Ratliff from Marshall. Poindexter from VMI. I wonder if it's any relation to Anthony Poindexter. And then, that's a lot of fresh faces on the offensive side of the ball. Mac, there are a lot of P5 guys in there, though.
Ton. You could tell he came from South Carolina because there's a ton of SEC guys on there, especially Arkansas and a couple guys from Tennessee as well. So I think a lot of these guys, too, were highly recruited out of high school. It just didn't work out and the portal era, well, go on to the next spot. So, yeah, I like the pieces. I think the talent is not going to be an issue. It's just if he can mesh these pieces together in year one. But obviously, the big question is, can AJ Swann get back on track?
Yeah. I'm telling you, when I saw he went there in the portal a couple months back, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback, man. Defensively, DJ Smith is the new defense coordinator. Look, they needed a new defensive coordinator because things were a bit tough. Now he was comes over from, I believe, Missouri. They're horrible on defense, which is so uncharacteristic of App State. 114th in scoring defense, 59th in pass defense, 117th in rush defense, charting at the number 4 defense in the country. That's not good. But the good news is most of that team has transferred out. They returned 3 starters: defensive end Thomas Davis, linebacker Kyle Arnholt, and cornerback Ethan Johnson. I also believe those numbers. Like I said, I kind of think it was like a doomsday thing with the hurricane.
Yeah. And
then I had even gotten some intel that like the players were kind of out on Clark too. So, it just seemed like a disaster. So, they went out in the portal and brought in Saint Ferrier from Hampton. Wonder if any relation to James Ferrier, because he's a UVA guy. Defensive lineman Dylan Manuel from Charleston Southern. Defensive end Joseph Backhole. Ooh. From Chattanooga. Caleb Sandstrom from St. Thomas. The Tommies.
The Tommies got a team.
Dude, they went deep sea diving on this D line. Malik Berry from Pittsburgh State. Love the Gorillas. And they got a rich history. Tim Beck, the OC for Diego Pissing Pavia. Jerry Kill, all those guys have ties to Pittsburgh State. And I think our boy, Willie Fritz played there, if memory serves me correct. They went deep sea diving. What is that? 4 FCS transfers and a D2 transfer. This is going to be fascinating because you got a lot of SEC guys, but man, on the D line, they're like, nah, we don't need the SEC. I got a scouting team going deep.
Chip on the shoulder, baby. Chip on the shoulder on that D line.
I like it. Now they went back to the SEC for every other position. Linebacker Rashod Littlejohn from Missouri comes in. Brooks Urachek from Arkansas, another linebacker, and linebacker Ronnie Porter from South Carolina come in. In the secondary, getting a Michigan corner, that's always good. Jaden McBurrows comes in from Michigan. Cornerback Ahmad Robinson comes in from Prairie View A&M and Bubba McDowell's program from a year ago. Christian Kanye comes in from Coastal. What? Whoa. Safety Emery Floyd from South Carolina. Safety Dylan Haas from Arkansas. Safety Cameron Fleming from Virginia Tech. That's a shit ton of P5 transfers though, man.
Yeah.
If that D line can hold up, I'm just going to guarantee that this defense is better than those numbers. Part of it is
better be.
There's no hurricane. Part of it is I believe the Sun Belt is a little bit down right now. So it's kind of a transitional, period for a lot of the universities to me. Like Coastal, I think is we'll see what they do. That job might open up to me. You got the ODU situation. I think is one to watch. Georgia Southern situation is one to watch. Even Arkansas State. So it's kind of at this pivotal point, I think. You think the defense will be better?
I do. And a little background on DJ Smith. App State fans, this is one of their own here. He was on the team that beat Michigan at the Big House. He was there from 07 to 10, and then he's bounced around, played for the Packers. Last couple of years, he was on Missouri's staff. So another SEC guy coming over here. He's a first-time defensive coordinator, so I'm sure it's going to be a high-tempo, energy defense. But, yeah, I'm interested to see his first job as a DC with all these new pieces.
Me too. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk some more state of the program in a second. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the App State Mountaineers 2025 season preview episode is brought to you by, us. Yes, we are the College Football Experience, and we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And you can listen to every podcast episode on the network for free. When I say the network, that doesn't mean just college football experience. All of our shows, college baseball experience, college basketball experience, NASCAR gambling podcast, sports gambling podcast, Bottom Line Bobs with CJ Sullivan, MLB. We have a shit ton of podcasts. All of it will come out there. All right. So just type in SGPN in your podcast search engine and you will get us. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Of course, there is no rake. So if entries go above the guarantee, all extra money will go into that prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 NFL teams against the spread each week, or you go for the ultimate sweat in the Circa Survivor. There is even the Circa Grandissimo for $100K Survivor contest as well. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Las Vegas, Nevada. What a great excuse to get out there and check out the biggest sportsbook in the world and Stadium Swim. Are you kidding me? I'm going in 9 days. Let's go. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com. Use that promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including all the stuff, all the summer sports right now. Rolling MLB, CFL, tennis, WNBA, golf, and of course, college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code, our promo code, TCE SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Once again, terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCE SGPN. All right, we are back. The roster, a lot of moving parts. I trust the administration knows how to hire a good football coach. They've earned that trust, in my opinion. All part of state of the program, which we will talk about here in a minute. But so is the stadium. And Mac,
you like this one, don't you?
There's not much better, in my opinion. We went on a roll here. There's not much better than Kid Brewer Stadium, aka Welcome to the Rock, my Sean Connery voice. It just doesn't. Yeah, the best way to compare it would be like, it's like that scene in Field of Dreams where they come out of his dad comes out of the wheat or the corn, whatever the fuck it is, and he comes over to Costner and he's like, "Is this heaven?" Costner's like, "No, it's Iowa," which is probably the first time it's ever happened, right? Sorry, Rob Donaldson, but no, I really feel like this is it, right? Because this is heaven, man. I've been here countless times. Look at that fucking stadium, dude.
The mountains.
You don't need 100, like I'm one of the ones, like, I don't need 100,000, seat stadium. That is the epitome of an amazing stadium. It doesn't get much better in all of America and really all of the world. Like, to me, this is one of the top places to play a football game. I know it doesn't have as rich of a history as the Rose Bowl or, I love the Rose Bowl and the Sun Bowl. They're all up the top to me, but this is right there with them. And, I'm with you, Brandon. Top 10 for me, for sure. Like, this is what it just doesn't get much better. Look at that fucking shot, dude. You're in like the forest. It's perfect for the name Mountaineers. It's just everything about it is perfect, man. Come on, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? This is heaven. You're in fucking heaven. When I die, this is what is
bury you in Boone?
Yeah, what did Bobby Knight say? Kiss my ass, you can bury my ass. I don't know, but bury me. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, the Rock. Yeah. This is why, like, we're doing great stadiums tonight, all 3 episodes, but this one I would put, Let me
give it 3 10s out tonight.
I think I have 2 10s. I think 2 10s. I'll let the audience figure that out. But this is just fucking incredible, dude. Like, and you know what's great too, man? They got the Jerry Moore statue. Obviously, legendary coach that was there so long. And look at that, dude. Look at the fucking. You're like in the forest. Yeah, like it's just in
fall when the leaves are changing colors. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
late in the year. You could tell because yeah.
I mean, you get snow there. I was in a game in some sleet. I mean, this is just, it's perfect. And Mac, I mean, look at that. I mean, come on, this is like some shit. This is like if we made a like, this is like Lord of the Rings meets meets football. All right, I don't know what I'm talking about, but and anyway, I didn't really like Lord of the Rings that much, but I know that like I saw the making of that movie, and they're like they went to like New Zealand and they're shooting up these mountains and shit. It's just a phenomenal scenery, man. It's just perfect for the look. And you storm the field. Of course, they storm the field because they know college football. That's what you're supposed to do in college sports: storm the court, storm the field. It's everything that is right. And Jerry Moore statue, which is somewhat new, that's fire. And how about even ESPN finally waking up and recognizing it? Unbelievable, right? ESPN when late pass. I can't believe they even found out about it. Right? The secret's out. App. ESPN giving Kid Brewer Stadium. And you know what's cool too, Mac, is this stadium. You are so this was built in like the 60s or the early 60s, I believe, like 62. I think whatever I had. Yeah,
10,000 back then.
But check this out, dude. They are playing on the field that they played on before that. So it's like you're playing like for like whatever year they started. I had it. I just don't remember because I've been plugging in a bunch of numbers. You're playing on that same fucking field that your initial field was. So it's like, dude, you talk about at night, the fucking great players of the years past back in the 1920s, they come out, man. They don't need any lights. It's like Field of Dreams. They're out there running the fucking triple. Oh God, running the power eye, right? Look at this shot, by the way, too. Fire. And of course, if you go there, great tailgating. They do college football right. They do college football right in Boone, North Carolina. Look at that shit, dude. All right. See, that's like a scene in fucking Lord of the Rings or some shit. You know what I mean? They're all charging, right? Or the Game of Thrones or something, right?
It is wild with like the woods back there.
Yeah, it's perfect, dude. You're gonna have a bear come out there, you're sitting there having a fucking maul you to death. Perfect. All right. You're intimidated. So look, that all has to do with state of the program. I love that stadium, and for my money, that's one of the best stadiums in all of college football. Now, as far as program on the rise, this is a lot to do with the faith of the administration. I gave it a 7 of 10. I could see someone saying, well, I don't know, they sputtered a little bit over the past year or two. But I just trust the program. So 7 of 10 to me. Mac, what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 6, just coming off the worst year in over a decade. But if they get this higher, right, then it goes right back to an 8 or 9. But right now, I'll give it a 6.
And what'd you give the stadium? What am I doing? I keep forgetting. I'm just
10.
Yeah,
that one's
okay.
a 10. That one's a 10. I'm probably giving out 3 10s tonight. I like all 3 of these stadiums tonight.
There we go. All right. Well, let's talk about Mr. Loggins, Coach Loggains. First year at the helm.
This opener is intriguing.
It is in Charlotte, North Carolina, but not a true home game or road game because it's at the Carolina Panther Stadium. And I imagine a good amount of those App State fans will be there. Tim Albin's a new head coach at Charlotte. Do you hear the dogs barking behind me?
No.
Okay.
Or at least I don't.
Yeah.
Do you guys hear it?
That's not suggesting I'm taking Charlotte, but we get a lot of one of the things I noticed was we get like 4 or 5 first-year coach matchups week 1. First-year coach on first-year coach. That I feel like is rare.
Temple, UMass. What are the other ones?
I don't know. I was looking at it the other day. There's more than that. The Sam Houston UNLV.
Yeah.
And there's one more, I think. There's 1 or 2 more. That is more than it's been to me in a while. But I'm going to take App, but I'm intrigued just because I think you're entering a little bit of the unknown with Dowell Loggains, but also I feel like a lot of times, whether it's a good coach or not, you have a little bit of an advantage because you don't know what you're going to be doing. I guess Loggains can study the Ohio film, but you don't have the Ohio roster. Parker Navarro stayed in Athens. I'm going to take App, though. I think their quality of athlete is just a little bit better than Charlotte. So give me App, and I think that the crowd will be 50-50, if not 60-40 for App.
I was thinking the same thing. If the game was on campus for Charlotte, I was going to take Charlotte to win. I'll probably take Charlotte with the points. It's 8.5. App State, that's a lot for Loggins to be laying in his first game, but I think App State wins by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think they get it done too. I was contemplating going to that game, but the problem is
Friday night game.
Well, I'll be off the ECU NC State game going there, and I don't stay very sober for those outings. So it's asking a lot for me to make it to Charlotte after
quick turn.
Yeah, and there's always a chance we'll storm again at Carter Finley. They'll suspend the rivalry for another decade. But 1-0 for App State. Then Lindenwood, the penitentiary. Shout out to Lindenwood, man. One of our on the FCS show, one of our drawing a blank on the one of the players' fathers. One of their starting running back's father is a fan of our show, so we would always root for Lindenwood. Not going to be here though, because App State's going to destroy you. 2-0, but look, Lindenwood. I love everything you're about. You jumped up to the FCS. Give it a decade, you'll be in the FBS. Let's go. What are you doing here, Mac?
Yeah, tell him to check out the basketball show. We talk about Lindenwood a lot on that show. App State 2-0 to start the Loggins era.
Yeah, there we go. So 2-0 right there. Then a trip to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to take on Charles Huff and Marshall. I joke, but I not really. If you haven't caught up on the news, Marshall won the Sun Belt last year. App State is rivals of Marshall. Well, the entire team basically minus just a few players. Southern Miss is Marshall. All right, that's all I'll say. In the transfer portal era, you can actually take a team. Series goes back to 1937. I have this as a loss because once again, App State has to go to, and this is the Battle of the Rock. Southern Miss fan says we're the Rock because they've been saying it longer, I think. But App State's actually in the fucking mountains, so it's a little more logical. Either way, Battle of the Rocks stadiums. I'm going to take Southern Miss just because I think they're going to be a little bit. They've been in Huff's system for years now, whereas App State, I think, first road spot. 2-1 for these Mountaineers. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll go Southern Miss. Marshall beat. I know it's a new regime for App State, but to put in perspective, Marshall beat App State by 17 last year. They scored 52 on them, so it's the same team down
Robin
there.
Tabasco in the eyes, huh?
Yeah, I'll take Marshall and Hattiesburg this year to beat App State.
Yeah, Southern Miss has good fans, so shout out to Never Graduate. Where there'll be an FCS show coming in. Yeah, I'm trying to work it out. Time is of the essence. I have a 1-year-old son, but I'm trying to get it done. I've already put together some slides and stuff. It's tough when you're previewing 136 teams because that number keeps going up.
Yeah,
shit, like
already July 6th.
Yeah, but we're gonna drop some episodes though, and don't worry, when the season starts, we'll cover. I don't think we're gonna have conference previews, unfortunately, for all the conferences like we did last year. But I'm going to try. I might even go to SoCon Media Days too. So 2-1 for App State against as they lose in Hattiesburg. They come back from Hattiesburg and they got a bye week. Look at Armani Edwards, College Football Hall of Famer. That dude was a fucking beast. I love this game, dude. Won them a natty. Then come out of that and you're going to the Smurf turf.
Ouch.
This is like a top 10 game I want to see the whole year. Thank you for putting this on the schedule. Both of you guys. App and Boise. Thank you. It's a home and home too, so they're going to come back. Dude, this is like a game I would want to go to. This is like a game I should hit up NC Nick and be like, dude, we're going to Boise again.
Did you say they return to App next year?
I don't know if it's next year or the year after, but they do come to App.
Nice.
I I mean, I got to take Boise on the Smurf. They've played once in 94. Boise won 17-14. I believe that was on the Smurf turf too. I got to take Boise, even though I love this game. I love this game on the schedule. What are you doing here?
Boise ain't losing on the blue turf. No way.
Yeah.
I'm betting against it. Yeah, 2-2.
Then they come back to Kid Brewer. Damn if the Beavs. I love the Pacific Northwest run. First ever matchup. Oregon State comes to town. You know what, man? Oregon State is about to find out about Boone, North Carolina. As much as I love Oregon State, and I do think that program is going to have a better season this year, I think it's a tricky road spot, dude. You've got to fly into fucking RDU or Charlotte and drive up there. Like, I'm going to take App to get it done there. 3-2. What are you doing here?
I'm going to take App too. They're off of Oregon and Houston. So, like, they've been playing Power 5 teams. And then you got to come all the way to Boone to the East Coast. Yeah, give me App State to knock off the Beavs here. This is a fucking great game too.
I love it. I mean, they'll be excited about it because getting a quote unquote P5 over the years in their house, that doesn't happen that often. Besides what North Carolina, I think, coming there. Maybe Wake. So 3-2 after 5 for both of us.
Yep.
Then Coastal comes to town. I was at this game last year down in Conway. It's a great rivalry. I stormed the field at Brooks Stadium there.
I think you skipped the game.
Did I? Did I fuck up
Georgia
the slideshow?
State.
I did fuck up the slideshow, didn't I? Let me see if I can load that. Yeah, I was Georgia State. This is on the road at Georgia State, correct?
Yeah. I'm going to take App to win at Georgia State. I think they're better.
Yeah, and no disrespect to Georgia State. I have you here you go. Here we go. Let's just load this thing here.
Slide them in.
Yeah. Wait, not a presentation. How do I do this on this new device? But yeah, I think Del McGee's bunch, though, it's interesting with Del McGee's because I thought Georgia State was a little bit better than I expected last year. So there's that, going to Center Park Stadium there in Atlanta. I'll take App to get that one on the road.
Yeah.
I think Georgia State will sneak up on a team or two this year, though, just like they did last year when they beat Vandy. You got them. So you got 4 wins already.
Yeah, I got 4 wins, and then they get Coastal at home.
Yeah. So then Coastal at home, and I got them beating Coastal because they stormed the field on Coastal. Coastal stormed the field on App State last season. You'd like this to be later in the year, so it's cold for Coastal, but I still got App State beating Coastal. What is that? 6 wins? How many wins is that now?
5 and 2. Yeah. I mean, the Coastal did win in Boone the last time on that Tuesday night with Big Bird. But yeah, I mean, they knocked them off the time before that when they were top 15. Yeah, give me App State at home.
Yeah, 5 wins, just like that. Then they head to Norfolk, Virginia, to take on Old Dominion, who I always think is a well-coached team. They get the maximum out of their roster. I feel like their roster gets rated every year. I know it's a big year for Ricky Ronnie. And, Mac, I am calling for an upset here with Old Dominion. Coastal's a rivalry game.
Yeah. I mean, they'll split. They'll drop either the Georgia State road game or the ODU road game. They'll drop one of those 2 road games. Yeah. Give me a third loss.
So 5-3, correct? We both have them at 5-3.
Yeah, and then the final.
Then you get a bye week. Look at Kid Brewer there in the fucking snow. Football weather, baby. You come out of that, and you got the deeper than hate rivalry. Love this rivalry. Series goes back to 1932. Clay Helton and Georgia Southern got to come up to Boone. Ha! I'm on App. Revenge game. App, 6 wins right there. Bowl eligibility. You?
They got a pretty good schedule. App, looking more at the schedule. Yeah, I mean, first year head coach in November. I'll take App. I'm not taking Georgia Southern and Boone.
Yeah.
Weeknight game too, Thursday night game.
Then here's the problem by putting back-to-back like their schedule. Actually, it is a nice schedule, but they get 3 rivalry games in a row. Actually, 4 of 5 rivalry games. I know it's like, how many rivals can you have? But trust me, Coastal and App has developed into a rivalry. It wasn't traditionally a rivalry because Coastal just started their football program with all that Hooters money back in the early 2000s. But Georgia Southern, JMU, Marshall, all rivals. And like been rivals. I got this as a loss. Even though they won their last time they went, NC Nick was at that game. I got this as a loss. I think JMU gets them.
Yeah, we both picked JMU on the JMU episode. This has turned into a chippy rivalry. But Colby, to my point, they missed Louisiana, they missed Texas State, they missed South Alabama.
It is nice. JMU's
about the only top dog that they draw.
Well, they had to get them because they're in the East. They're the only conference that still does the divisions. So, look, gonna talk more about this season. But before we do that, I want to let you know the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball's the best way to play fantasy football, folks. Jump on over there, underdogfantasy.com. Use our promo code to sign up. It's TCESGPN, and that will claim you a special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. You heard me talk about Rhythm before, I'm sure. They just dropped a new game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model is consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Well, get this. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. So what are we? 10 games in? 6 and 4, I believe.
Yeah, with 2 home games left.
And then Marshall, no more Charles Huff. They ain't gonna win in Boone. The series goes back to 1977. Yeah, give me win number 7, Mac.
We're seeing eye to eye on this team. Yeah, I like the way the schedule breaks. 3 out of the last 4 at home in Boone in November.
Yeah.
Then they get the Red Wolves to end.
And then Butch Jones, game that could get him fired because App State's gonna fuck them up. I am at 8 wins, and really, if they can get that old Dubinion game, you could be talking about a 9-win season where they could be in the Sun Belt Championship potentially, Mac, or the JMU game. But the JMU one, I kind of think is a harder game. Yeah, 8 wins, 8 and 4. You too, 8 and 4.
Yeah, but I think we're both smashing this over. They're talented, man, and they got a great schedule.
Damn, 5.5. What am I missing here?
Well, I bet you they think they're going to drop the Oregon State game.
They don't understand how this works.
That's a far trip.
You go cross country, and then up the mountains. Yeah, this is a lock. Lock this thing up.
Yeah,
I will lock App State over 5.5 wins. I will also sprinkle plus 1,500 to win the Sun Belt because if you get there. I mean, I know I have Southern Miss on the other side of things. So Southern Miss, I don't know how that works, but they have the tiebreaker then and would be in Hattiesburg. But then it's hard to beat a team twice. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll sprinkle the plus 1,500 to win the Sun Belt too. I'm not going to touch the playoff odds though. But yeah, lock the over and give me plus 1,500 to win the Sun Belt.
And to put in perspective how great this program's been, they've hit 8+ wins 8 out of the last 10 years. The only 2 exceptions were last year and then in 22. So
and hold on, how about this too? To Capper's my guy, but Sean Clark in year 1 won 9 games.
Yeah.
Eli Drinkwitz in year 1 won 13 games. Satterfield in year 1, and that was jumping, I believe, to the FBS 7 games. Yeah. I think it's possible, and I like AJ Swann. Like, here's the thing: you go through the quarterbacks within the conference, especially in the Sun Belt East. You have, to me, a little bit of. I think you can make the case. I mean, it depends who starts in Harrisonburg. There's a competition with Barrett and Barnett and Saluka, and they even have a third guy, the kid from Richmond. You got MJ Morris at Coastal, which could be intriguing, even though I don't think Tim Beck's a very good coach, but I think Morris is talented. But I think Swann started in the SEC. Like, I think he's a really good quarterback for this league. So
what's the path for them to go 5-7 and hit the under?
They would have to lose. Here we go. So if Charlotte catches them, I guess, rivalry a little bit. It's not even that long of a rivalry, though. Charlotte wasn't playing football.
I mean, they're more than a touchdown favorite in that game.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, let's say, hold on, Southern Miss, Boise, Oregon State. If they lose 3 in a row there,
okay.
Georgia Southern catches them 4, ODU 5, JMU 6. I don't know. I can't find 7.
It's got to be Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's got to be Charlotte. That would be, man. This is a smash. Over.
Yeah, I can't. I think, you're asking them to lose every, like, they're more talented. We just talked about how many P5 transfers came in there. I know it's a transfer team, but hell, a lot of these rosters are. To someone's point in the chat who was bringing this up earlier, was a lot of these teams are all transfer teams. Like Arkansas State's roster is entirely transfer portal guys.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we just broke them down. Go listen to the episode.
Charlotte.
Marshall is, I think, too. So yeah, it's a lock, dude. I just don't see how this thing doesn't hit at least 6. I think the floor is 6-6. I don't think the floor is 5-7. I think the floor is 6-6.
This is almost San Jose confidence level on the lock on the over. They're not missing a bowl again, back-to-back years. No way.
Can I also hit on this? Like, they have a unique advantage, being that they have an awesome fan base, and they're up in the mountains, in the Sun Belt Conference. You've been to Statesboro, Georgia?
Yeah.
You've been to Jonesboro, Arkansas. You've been to I guess they don't have Louisiana's in school, but Atlanta with Georgia State. Short of Marshall and maybe JMU, those are the only places that get cold too. Like, they get Arkansas State and Georgia Southern at cold points of the year coming into Boone.
Yep.
I like their chances. Lock. Double lock. We're seeing eye to eye too much. That was a complaint. Hey, all he does is agree. Well, we did. It's not like we talked pre-episode. We didn't.
Wait till we get to Pitt.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we'll finally have a disagree there.
0-12.
Folks, we're just getting started. Triple header. Give it 5 minutes, and we're going live with the Penn State Nittany Lions. A huge season in State College. Can't wait to talk about it. Hey Boone, if you're listening to this and you're up in the App State area, hit me up, because I'm gonna hit up a game or two this year. Let's go. I love going up there. I caught a baseball game in the fall. The baseball stadium's fire as well, dude. It's like Field of Dreams for real in that one too. But yeah, I did a slideshow here, youtube.com/The College Experience. We're breaking down all 136 teams. We honor the history of each one of these programs. I love them all like they're my sons. All right. Penn State coming up in 5 minutes, folks. This is the College Football Experience, App State style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 messages.
1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm taking a piss right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, and nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, and nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, and nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it sees a goal and moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, and nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, and nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, and nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just the words of the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, to become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your bill of rights has been ripped to shreds, but if it defends what you believe, hold dear to your truths and scream fuck seeds. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, and nothing without heart.